I just thought it would be a good idea to get a routine that I do with a facial, like doing my own facial. I go and see my esthetician, who is amazing, Franny at Salon Ultimo. And I have another gal that does my neurotoxins, Melissa Brewer. And she's gonna do my photo facial soon because, you know, I have a lot of discoloration, as you guys have already seen with my freckles. But if you notice, like, I'm kind of a hot mess right now. I typically never wear makeup to the gym, but I was like in the area, I had my gym bag, and I know I mentioned in my last video that I'm trying to get away from makeup wipes because then it makes me really lazy about taking off my makeup before bed. So I actually worked out with makeup on my skin, which gave me a lot of anxiety. But you can kind of see like everything's a hot mess. So I wanted to be real and reveal that rather than clean my face first, but that way you see a routine and then I can, you know, feature some products that I love. But I always start my like home facials with a really good candle. And I have tried every candle on the market that is bougie to like inexpensive. I say inexpensive, even though Bath & Body is really not that inexpensive. When you think about 30 bucks a candle, I always get them on sale. But this one's amazing. I'm a big fan of leather, the smell of leather. I love the smell of leather, but this one has a rose and leather. So it kind of, you know, it's not such a heavy leather smell, but the rose really gives that amazing little mixture. But one thing I'll just share, you know, you always get the candle that you burned and you wanna make it last. So you wanna make sure that you're always clipping your wicks. And I'm just gonna clip mine, you know, to about that, and then burn it so that it burns evenly, and then your candle lasts longer. So I'm gonna start with that. And then I'm gonna start with face wash, and I'm going to use the Pevonia. I love this one. I get it from my esthetician, and I love it because it's a foaming oil cleanser, because I am over 40 and my skin used to be really oily back when I was younger. Then it kind of went to more of a normal. And now that I'm a little bit older, it's about probably on the drier side. And so what I love about this one, and I'll just kind of get close, it's the Pevonia, just so you can see the packaging if you're looking for it, and we'll link everything, is that the oil breaks down oil. So I know when I used to work as a makeup artist, we sold skincare, and people were always shocked by that. Like, oil breaks down oil. Like, I'm an oily skin, I don't get oil away from my skin. That's not true. Actually, oil breaks down oil. And I love that it's the only thing that really breaks down makeup. So that's why I love this one. So I'll take you through the steps and I look forward to it. Okay, so I'm gonna start with, I love this new, it's called Kitschy. That's the brand, but it's a new band that I just recently bought. I love because it has a hole, so I don't even need a ponytail holder. And I can put my hair through there. And it has, of course, your Velcro. I get my hair all the way back. I feel like I'm suffocating right now with makeup on my skin and my pores being open. I hate to work out with makeup. Like, I hate it. I hate to sleep with makeup. I hate to work out with makeup. Just feel like your skin is not breathing. So I can kind of pull my hair through. And then here's another thing that really gets on my nerves, pet peeve, right? When you wash your skin at night, and like here I live right now in a very cold state. Wearing long sleeves, and then you splash your skin and you get going and you get all your whole sleeves wet, your pajama wet. It's like the worst. So I've seen some people, so I got to go find those, you know, wrist covers so that it catches. But I tried some terry cloth, you know, scrunchies the other day, and they got drenched and it took forever to dry. So I'm like, I don't know if that's the best idea. I always have a ton of white hand towels at my home because I ride my Peloton. And I just, you know, we go to the gym, so we take them with, and I use them. I switch out my towels quite a bit. So I'm actually going to try, for the purpose of this, so I don't end up ruining the shirt, going to do this. It seems so weird, but let's just see if it works, because I hope I don't get this shirt all wet. And I always leave like a towel here I'll kind of just, you can see on my product, I leave a towel here so that, you know, if we're gonna drench, it's kind of gonna drench this. So I'm gonna start with Pevonia cleanser. And the other thing I'm trying differently, we'll come back to that. The other thing that I'm trying is that it's a new product for me and I've heard great reviews, is this Boscia. I hope I'm saying it right. It's a Cryosea Mermaid Fire Peel Off Mask. I feel like I have really given myself a great skincare treatment when I have a mask that peels off. Now, my esthetician usually does not do a peel off mask, obviously, but when I'm at home and I'm doing my own, I like a peel off mask. I feel like you've just accomplished something and that layer of dead skin is off. So I've been hearing great things about this one. And so I'm looking forward to it. It has a really cool color too. So I'm gonna use a fanned brush to apply it. It feels amazing, like you are really giving yourself an amazing spa. And I do have the Vanity Planet, gonna hear me take it off, the Vanity Planet steamer. So I love it because it's just amazing. Like it's totally worth, I think it was like 50 bucks, maybe now it's probably 60. And then I add just some essential oils. These are from Melaleuca. I use lavender, and then I also use a little bit of eucalyptus so it could be like that spa feeling. And of course some good jams. All my instincts. Okay, voila, look at that clean, squeaky clean skin. Well, you know, at least with the cleanser. And, you know, I'm always gonna be real with you all. I mean, obviously I get Botox. I have my Botox shine going on. You know, that's when it starts kicking in. So, yeah, looks good. So now I'm gonna go into steaming my skin and then adding my mask. I went through a lot of frustration trying to find out how to take this water tower out of my steamer. And so I'm gonna try to do a quick demo. I mean, it almost is, it's so hard because, well, when I first did it, now I got it, but because if you click it in, see how there's not really any grooves to kind of get a grip. So I just like kind of add pressure and then I slide it up. And so then your tower comes out so you can add water. And usually I'll always, like I could smell it still. I'll add the essential oil to the tower, but I think instructions say not to do that, but do you, boo.
I don't even know why I'm telling you. Don't tell anybody else.
So I got my little tower filled with water and I'm going to just add like, I don't know, I probably should not put as much, but that's lavender, just like maybe 4 drops. And I like eucalyptus because every time you walk into a spa, I mean, you're truly smelling eucalyptus. It's so good. So it just kind of starts to get hot and then it's gonna start to steam up and then I'm gonna get in the steam to really open up my pores. I've already cleaned my skin, but really kind of open up the skin with the steam. It smells amazing. I wish I could pass on the smell with you. And so typically I'll just like leave my face in the steam for just a bit and I'll actually use this towel to kind of get underneath and take it all in. Let me get it all nice and steamed up so we can work on the mask. I need to get this like for the shot because it looks so funny. My niece is trying to convince me to be more real on these videos. I have to admit, it's hard for me to like talk about myself when I'm not focused on whatever it is that I'm teaching. I've always been like that in business where it's hard for me to talk personally about myself. I like to just typically, business is business and personal is personal, but she's my creative director and she said that I need to talk about my day. I don't know if I'll get there yet, even though we are blessed. But little by little in these videos, you'll learn a little bit about me personally. But this just feels amazing. It's so relaxing. I have a steam room in my gym and it feels just as amazing, but at home, totally worth, like I said, the Vanity Planet steamer is totally worth the money. Honestly, it's really hard to like pull away because you just want to keep going. You're like, no, I think I can get more of my pores to be open, but it's like how I feel when I go into the steam. It's like, oh my gosh, it's just so relaxing. The smell, And you just feel like your pores are opening. See, it's snowing here and it's gonna be so freezing this weekend. And I have to put a plug for microblading because obviously that's my future. But if I did have microbladed brows, like, you know, you kind of see here that this arch is a little higher than this arch. And as you guys watch my videos, I'm sure a lot of the critics out there have noticed that, you know, one side is higher than the other side. And that's natural. Every one of us are not completely symmetrical because we'd actually look kind of weird. I learned that when I was a makeup artist. Or maybe I just need more Botox here. No, just kidding. But I think the arch, you can see it's more prominent on this side versus this side. It lays a little bit more flat, but once I get microbladed, it's gonna fix the problem and make it look more symmetrical. So typically when you get a facial, you never wanna neglect your neck or your décolleté. For this video, obviously, I'm just gonna do my face because just doing a quick facial, okay? But this smells amazing. Typically when somebody puts on a facial, they leave the steam, but because mine is a peel off mask, I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna push this aside, but I'm gonna keep letting it go in the air because it smells amazing. And now my candle's starting to smell amazing. So here we go. So I'll kind of just dab a little just so that kind of dry up because I do want this mask to dry down so I can peel it off. So I'm gonna start with just applying some to my fan brush. The color is so freaking awesome. It's like a mermaid. Well, it said mermaid fire, so check it. So y'all will notice too, whenever I even start my makeup, I always kind of start in this area, the T-zone, we like to call it. You have the most pores there, the most texture. When I'm putting on makeup, it's because I have, you know, more freckles in that area. And when we're talking about coverage, I talk about how when you first, you know, use your brush, the first place you place it is the most deposit of product. So I definitely want to start in that T-zone. So texture-wise, this mask is, you know, because I think it's a peel off and it dries pretty quickly. It looks like you have to work pretty quickly. I mean, I literally just took the foil off of it. So I'm learning and going through the motions with you guys as far as what the consistency is like. And so it's a little bit, you have to work pretty quick. Where, you know, I have other masks that I use that are more refreshing. So they're more like serums. So they're very cooling on the skin. Because typically the other masks that I use, you'll just kind of swipe and it goes on pretty quickly. I kind of have to work this one through. I typically am not the biggest fan at pulling at the skin. Try to have good habits. Thankfully, my mom looks amazing. She's 68 now. And I have good, thankfully, good genes when it comes to skin. My mom doesn't have a really good skincare routine, even though I try to convince her to. But she still looks amazing, so let her do her. Okay, well, I think I'm pretty much done here. So we'll do some things in between. I need to kind of get in here and I won't bore you with the details. Okay, I think we're ready to peel. What's crazy about this one is, let's see. It's almost like mermaid skin. Oh my God, I saw the funniest. Yes. Okay, so rewarding. The funniest video of this girl doing her peel off mask in front of her husband. And she told him that it was that time of the month and that every time that we have a menstrual cycle, that the skin peels like that. And you should have seen his face. He looked so repulsed. It was hilarious. Okay, so I've had other masks before that are peel off and usually they peel like, there we go, more like that. Sometimes it's scary to see all this texture, right? Like, are is my skin actually getting that wrinkled? So this is great. I'm not gonna bore you through the whole peel off process, but because we're doing this together, I thought I'd invite you, but let's go ahead and stop there. All right, well, here it is. And you know what? I looked up close and personal, and like, I'm always, like, I have a lot of clogged pores around my nose. Most of us do. But man, the skin looks clean. And like I mentioned, this is the first time I've used this mask. It feels good. It doesn't feel tight. And I haven't really added any toner or serums or anything back. So now I'm going to, and believe it or not, I just use like old school facial toner. This has always worked good for me. It's witch hazel. And so I'm kind of a hippie, but not really, because if you notice that not all products I use are clean, but I try to always go to clean. This also works, you know, really well, you know, for a lot of other things, because aloe vera is very healing, and this is what witch hazel is. So I just a big fan of having it on hand. So I'm going to use that just to kind of tone my skin. Add the pH balance like back. And I'm not an esthetician yet, but you know, the key to great looking skin and makeup is your skincare. And you don't have to be super expensive about the products you use, because I'm not really. Well, there are some things, but if my mom is listening, I'm not really go for expensive products. I use a lot of oils because, like I said, I live in a really cold state, and you know, I'm 40-ish, 42. So now that I got that on, I'm going to use Pevonia's, I love this. So it's their vitamin C. But what I love about it, I mean, when you're using serums, like I tried the Dime Beauty, their firming serum, and I wasn't a big fan. Their dropper is not the best, and the serum actually feels sticky. Not a big fan. So love Pevonia's vitamin C. And what I love about it, it's a concentrated vitamin C. So look at that dropper too. It's amazing. So droppers are everything when you're talking about serum and like having to pay for stuff that's a little bit more pricey. And this is more like an oil. It's very concentrated vitamin C. So I always kind of start in the T-zone, especially because we, you know, like lots of pores go on around the T-zone. As much as I can, I try not to pull on the skin. So I like to kind of press it. And I am going to use my quartz roller. And I put that in the fridge. I'm actually debating getting a little facial fridge. I've been seeing that lately. My daughter's totally into working out, so she wants one. I thought maybe we can share and justify the purchase. We always share when I'm trying to justify a purchase. So vitamin C will help with, you know, discoloration, moisture, and mainly, you know, kind of anti-aging. And when you do use vitamin C, make sure you're using an SPF moisturizer. Today I'm not going to because it's snowing and I'm not really going out today. So, but also if you're in a cloudy state or you think, oh, it's winter, I don't have that much sun. The sun is powerful, so still use it. And then I'm going to use Ceuticals, the Triple Lipid Restore Moisturizer. But typically you want to kind of let this set in before you go in with your moisturizer. So what I'll do is I'll just kind of work with my quartz roller and just kind of use that to kind of blend in my oils. It feels amazing, especially when it's nice and cold. You can hear my puppy crying in the background. It feels amazing. And this also helps with collagen restoration. And it feels so massaging. I mean, when Franny does my facials, it's like amazing. So real quick, just the peel off on that mask. It was like not something that you can just go and be done. It took a minute. And then I just used, you know, a towel to kind of take off the excess of everything. I love this. Skin feels amazing. Never do that again. Well, don't say never, right? Never say never. I said I'd never move to a cold state, and yet I went to Colorado and I came to Minnesota. So never say never. Now I'm gonna just use some little eye patches. These ones I got from Target, and I can't remember what they were good in, but I'm sure it's something anti-aging. They looked cute because they were like little moons, and my daughter is Luna, which means moon in Spanish. And so I was really inspired by that. And I'm really sure that it has something with anti-aging and caffeine. You know, caffeine helps with puffiness. And helps with darkness under your skin. So I'm just gonna add those and kind of let my oil penetrate into my skin. Let these kind of penetrate too. And then I'll add moisturizer. Okay, so we're ready. These feel really refreshing. I feel like there's a lot of stuff out there, and you have to be careful. Like I read a lot of ingredients, whether it's like stuff I eat, because I'm like, oh, that looks super good. And then it's marketed like healthy. Like I'll give you an example. I got some sweet potato fries the other day, and I'm like, oh, healthy sweet potato fries. And I didn't read the ingredients till I got home, and it's like all this modified cornstarch and all this crap. And I'm like, okay, why did I do that? So es un pecado, that's a sin in Spanish, to throw food away, so we're just gonna have to bear. So I'm gonna take these guys off. These are use and toss, so I'm kind of into that. I'm gonna use my fan brush again to apply my moisturizer, so that again, it's the Skin Ceuticals Triple Lipid. Anytime that I can not touch my skin with my hands, I'm totally into it. Notice I stand true to the starting in the T-zone, especially like around my mouth. My hands, my lips get so dry in this weather. This stuff just feels amazing. And I know it has a ton of anti-aging product or formulation. But I love using, you know, the brush, because number one, and this one was a spendy moisturizer. And so anytime you can use sparingly and just enough and not touch your skin, it's always a better idea. And this guy's here to visit for a while. It's annoying, but hey, keeping it real. All right, that's pretty much it. I think my skin is moisturized. My bathroom smells amazing from the essential oils and this candle that I'm burning. And minus my puppy crying, it's been a relaxing little spa moment in my own bathroom. So thanks for watching.